This is Donald Adams. I'm the developer of the Sound of Stars frequencies. I'd like to welcome you to the first video in a series of videos that are geared towards getting you up and running quickly and easily so that you can market our Sound of Stars frequencies directly from your website. Wanted to mention a couple of things really quickly before we begin. The first thing is on this page will be a series of videos provided to you, and I'll be updating the videos over time, so always come back and check. And I'll also send notice off to our special online Yahoo group that provides information and reference material and support to our affiliates. This is the main page that you'll be using as your source of reference and just not just getting up to speed and setting things up, but also on an ongoing basis you'll find extra materials here to just to help you in your general marketing and to help you succeed in actually providing frequencies to people and benefiting and profiting from that. So this first video is only going to take you a few minutes to step through. Basically, it's just to get you signed up so that you have an actual account, so when you actually sell something, you'll get paid for it. Right now, we're using two different versions to provide payment to affiliates, and the primary one that we're going to be covering in this video is TradeBit, and you'll get 40% commission. 20% goes to TradeBit as a service fee, so whenever there's a transaction, they always charge for that transaction. And then there's an 80% amount left, so you're getting half of the payout. And I trust you'll find that to be a very healthy commission, so you'll be very well rewarded for your marketing efforts. So the first thing we're going to take a look up is just getting your account set up. Notice on this page we see it says step 1, and that step 1 is basically just getting you rolling into the TradeBit sign up page. So what you're going to do first is read the little notation that I've provided down at the bottom, because that'll kind of give you an idea as to what needs to happen there. And you can either click on this link here or just the one at the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're just going to click on this link, and you'll see that it will bring us right into the TradeBit sign up page. And it just takes a second for it to load. And when that sign up page comes up, you're going to enter some really, really basic information. And so here, I'm going to type in my login name, and I'm going to choose a password. And I'm going to confirm my password. Now, you see where it says your PayPal email. You need to have a PayPal account set up, and I suggest that you have either a personal or like a basic, very, very basic merchant account. This is very easy to set up. You can easily set up a PayPal account. You can just go to the PayPal homepage and just set that up. And when you're setting a PayPal account up, you need to be able to enter in an email address into your PayPal account that you would be receiving funds from. And so here, I'm just entering in like an example. If I had a PayPal account that had this email address attached to it, that's what I'd enter into here. So whenever you're tracked, whenever you sell something, then TradeBit will always go, okay, well, this person just sold some funds, so we're going to put it into their account, and then we're going to disperse it. And TradeBit disperses funds once every week. So there's a payout weekly, and it's usually on Wednesdays as of December 2010. So every Wednesday, you'll always get an amount deposited directly into your PayPal account. So we type in that email, and then we just click on accept the terms, yes. And then we've also got, you'll see like a little security kind of password thing there. So we're going to enter that in. And Once you've done that, just click on Create Account Now. And then it just takes a second. And you'll see that you've got a screen that comes up. It says Account Created. Please check your emails and or your spam folder. Sometimes, for some reason, spam filters and different public email services will drop the TradeBit email address into the spam or junk folder. So if you don't see it in your inbox, just go into your spam folder and find it. And what you'll see is an activation link will be sent to your account. So we're going to go in there into our email inbox. Once you've completed filling out that form and you've continued, a message from TradeBit should arrive in your inbox in under 5 minutes. You'll see that at the top, it's just a pop into our inbox here, TradeBit system, and it's got a little subject heading sort of to sign up with. So you're going to click on that, and you'll see that there's like a little form letter that pops up. Within that letter, you'll see that there's a little message, and it says, confirm account. You want to click on that, confirm your account, and you'll see that also in the bottom it has your username and password. But just click on that active link. Now you'll notice that you come back to TradeBit and it says account confirmation. Thank you for confirming your TradeBit account, and it gives you your username back, and then your TradeBit ID number. Now this TradeBit ID number is really important. You want to save that. I suggest that you write it down, hard copy, paper and pen, and also just maybe save this in a Word pad file or a Notepad file. Just make sure that you have this number. You'll need this number to again get paid, because this number will be assigned to all product transactions that you make. So it's very important to hold on to that. Now for this next step, my opinion is that you're going to find this ridiculously easy. And what I've done is I've really wanted to put in the extra effort and time on my end to be able to simplify this so that you didn't have to jump through a bunch of hoops. So a lot of the effort's already been put in. It is assumed that you have a very, very, very minimal, modest understanding and idea of basic text editing using your computer. So these following steps, it isn't going to require that you know HTML code. It's certainly not that you're an expert at it. It's not going to require that you're a computer expert. It is going to be required that you can perform some simple computer operations, put in a little bit of time and a little bit of effort. Having done that, you'll have a pretty amazing little system set up, and it will be something that you can actually incorporate and integrate however you want to directly into your website. Our first example is going to be using an existing product page that's new that we've just put up, and we're going to get that enabled for you so that it can reside on your website. And all of the steps and processes that we're going to be going through for this example, you can also apply for our entire catalog, all of our product pages, and any of the pages that are on our website. If you're an affiliate, we're giving you the allowance to use virtually any web pages on our site. So all the content, material, we try to put it together in a pretty simplistic way. And you can take that content as it is and just house it on your site. And the only thing you're really going to have to do is some basic, text editing in the pages themselves, which will basically comprise of simple search and replace functions. So we're going to open up a given, HTML or web page file, and I'm going to show you step by step that all you're going to really be doing is doing a kind of a global search and replace where you're searching for an existing domain name, which is my website, and replacing it with your own, and then also making slight modifications to purchase URL strings. But I'm going to show you how to do all of this. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the very first product page that you're going to have up, which is the self-actualization page. We feel that for those of you that want to do, a good test, if you have an existing client, market list, maybe you have a dozen or a couple hundred or a few thousand people that subscribe to your newsletter or that are your customers, and you have the email addresses of them, and you want to notify people that are are part of the traffic that go to your website that, hey, you've got a new product. Well, what we feel realistically is that the best thing to get you started as an introduction is with this comprehensive web page, because this comprehensive web page has samples, a means to purchase things, and all the basic information that are really going to attract people. And if you get this set up first, and you can get a feel for how, in the way that your members and customers are responding, then you might want to go in and actually also put up and enable our entire catalog. The steps that you learn in this simple example are virtually identical to enabling anything on our website. So if you want to get the full catalog up, if you want to get any of our informational content pages up, it's all going to work the same way. So what we're going to do is, in the next sequence of videos, we're going to show you how to take this basic content and just get it on your website, and then go in and edit it so that it's ready to go. Any of the purchase links, you'll notice here on this page, for instance, if I scroll down to the bottom, you'll notice that there are purchase links, buy now, buy now. We're going to modify these links so that they actually contain your TradeBit information. If you look at the status bar, when I hover over the buy now button, just notice, see where I'm putting my mouse? On the lower left. It's in the lower left part of the status bar. Just watch how that changes. You'll see a little text entry when I hover over the buy now button. You see there on the status bar it says http://www.tradebit.com. What you're going to do is you're going to modify those strings in a very easy global replace function, and that's the thing that I'm going to be stepping you through. And that's really the most complex thing that you're going to be doing in this entire tutorial. What you're going to need to be able to transfer these files properly is you either to just save them to your hard drive using an FTP client, or if you don't have an FTP client and you're not, you don't feel very comfortable, or confident with your technical ability, what you might want to do is you might want to ask your local web support person to actually give you a hand with what we're going to be looking at next. I use this tool here, FTP Commander, and that lets me access my server. And I'm going to provide this FTP tool for you on the affiliates homepage. You can actually download it and install it. And I'm going to step you through, how to basically, run it and use it. When FTP Commander loads, what it shows you on the left is your local hard drive. And you'll see that it's very similar to Windows Explorer, not as in Microsoft Internet Explorer, but as in Windows File Explorer. So my hard drive is showing here, and I can change directories by just double-clicking on it, or if I have different drives, I can choose the drives from the drop-down drive menu screen. And on the right pane, you'll see that there's the different drives on the side. On the right pane are the files that are on the current. So my current location path, my current path is C:// That's the root directory. And then these are all my files here. In this right pane is showing whatever servers I can connect to that are active. So this is my server, Bluehost. And if you have a website up already, then you probably already have a server that you're using. And if you already know about FTP, just use your existing FTP client software the way that you would normally. As we're going through these instructions, you can just do the same thing on your FTP client that you're seeing that I'm doing on FTP Commander. The steps are going to be essentially the same. It might look a little bit different because you've got a different FTP client. But if you don't have an FTP client, and what I mean by FTP client is just the FTP software, and that this is the FTP software, it's FTP Commander. So if you don't already have your server set up, if you don't have a server, if you don't have a website, you're going to get one, or if you have a server but you haven't entered it into your FTP software, you just click on New Server. And then this is information that you'll need to get from your service provider, the technical support. You can just call them up and just tell them, hey, I'm setting up my FTP client. I need the information that I put in for my name, my FTP server, my user ID, and my password. And then once you've done that, you've got that information from them, just click on Save. But in my case, I already have a server, so I'm just going to show you what it looks like. So I'm clicking on it, and you can always go back and check your properties. So I click on Properties. So there's my server name, and this is my FTP server string. This is what I access. This is actually the server itself. And so you'll need to enter in whatever port you're using. You have to get that from your tech support person. There's my user ID, and then there's my password, and it's already saved. So here is my server. I'm going to double click on it and just access it. You'll see it takes a few seconds. Now all of my files are stored underneath public.html. So I double click on that. And this is where I keep all of the content. So all of the Sound of Stars frequencies is actually stored in this area. These are all the different folders that I have and all the different files. So basically the process is going to be as simple as this. You're going to have your FTP client set up, and you're going to have your own server listed, and you're going to download files directly from my server. You're going to put them on your hard drive, and when they're on your hard drive, you're going to do some simple edits, and then you're going to simply upload the files back onto your server. So the files that you've edited that are now changed, that you want to put onto your website, you can do so by simply uploading them from here. So here's the basic process. I'm just going to go over this really quick. So I'm going to disconnect. When you're in your FTP client, for instance, if you're using FTP Commander, you're going to have two servers set up. So one will be your server, which will show in this pane, and that will be where your website is stored on the internet, on your internet service provider's remote site, and they'll give you a name. So for instance, I don't know what your server name is going to be called, but let's just say that your server name where your website is housed is called Spiral Stars. So that this is your website. So, and what you're going to do is you're also going to set up another account in here for the Sound of Stars, and let's say that's Bluehost. And you're going to go in, and I'm going to actually provide you with the access information, so affiliates will have a central area that they can go into and download files directly from my site. So what you're going to do is you're going to go into an account like Bluehost. And this isn't exactly how it's going to look. I'm going to cover the actual exact steps as we go through it. I'm just giving you like a basic understanding as to what's going to happen. So you're going to go into my site. You're going to have access to a single folder. And that folder will be something like affiliates. And what you'll do is you'll basically just click on that affiliates folder, and you'll make sure that, I would suggest putting this folder in your root directory, so drive C. So just click on that folder, and then you see these arrows here? You'll have a function similar. If you're not using FTP Commander, if you're using an FTP client, you'll have a similar kind of function. So what this little arrow points to the left does is it downloads files from the FTP server, and then this one uploads files from your hard drive to the FTP server. So in this case, what you do is you click on the folder from my server, and that contains all of the files that you'll need to edit, and you'll click on download to your computer, and then you'll have that folder. I'm going to do that, so watch, I'm just downloading here. Now we're not going to download all the different files. This is just an example to show you basically how it works. Locate the hard drive. Now you'll notice that the affiliates folder has transferred from the server, remote server, onto my hard drive. And once it's done that, you're going to go into that folder and locate certain files that I'll point out to you, and you're just going to open them with Notepad, and you're going to do some global replaces on them. So we don't use this program, FTP Commander, to do the edits. We're only doing it, you only use FTP Commander to transfer from the server to your hard drive, or transfer from your hard drive to the server. So to edit it, if you're using Windows XP or Vista, basically what you want to do is you want to open up Windows Explorer. So you type in Explorer right there. If this is blank, if it shows up like that, and then just type in Explorer. And when Explorer comes up on the window, go down to My Computer, and then just scroll down and find the affiliates folder. So here's the affiliates folder. And then click on that, and you'll see in the right-hand screen will be a bunch of files. Now, this is just like a very, very simple test run. So you're going to have a bunch of files in here, not just the one. But we're going to, continue on and actually do like a real step through on following videos. So this is your first step. By now, you should have your account set up and have an idea as to what's coming next. Please continue on to the following video, step number 2. And if you have someone that does your web development, or is able to give you technical support, or if you just don't have the time to do some basic web editing, but you want to get this up, have your web technical support person give you a hand and show them these videos. If they watch these videos, it'll be pretty straightforward. They'll know exactly what to do. And realistically, this entire task, you should be able to have it up and done like within an incredibly short period of time.